Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. This is the most people that I have been in the same room with in 2.5 years, this close. Now, many of you were at the gala, but I was sequestered and up on the stage, and so please keep your mask on, and we'll all be really, really safe. Tonight is unique because it's the last service that I will do as your cantor.
Oh, say it ain't so.
Yeah. my wife is going, yes. Be careful what you wish for, Gail, because I'm going to be home all the time now. In about a week, I will become a Cantor Emeritus, and so I wanted to do something special tonight. And you know, we're called the people of the book, and words matter, and they're very important. And you know, I'm really into it, and so I've selected very special and very intentional pieces of music to do tonight. There's a song sheet for every other one of you. If you really want a song sheet, Rabbi.
They got them on there.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So the songs are in order, and when I finish one song, you'll just go to the next song. And what is it, Gail? I can't hear you. No, I'm not. No, but Brandon. Afterwards, Brandon can come up. I will do a special rendition of Standing on the Shoulders just for, if you want a song sheet, Rabbi Julia, our lovely assistant, Rabbi, is handing them out. So pay attention to the lyrics that I've selected for tonight. Then maybe send me a text with a question about one of them that you don't understand, or that you thought about something really cool about some of the lyrics. So shall we sing song number 1? Here we go. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim Gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. I took my love and took it down. I climbed the mountain and I turned around. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Oh no, oh no. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. I'm getting older too. So take my love and take it down. You climb a mountain and you'll turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, will the landslide bring you down? If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, will the landslide bring you down? Me Dodi Lee. Gail, get up there. And Michelle. Sun's going down, there's fire in the sky, it kindles a flame, close the eyes, draw it into your heart, let it stay. Cherish this time, when time slows down, when angels sing, peace is found, when the light of God transforms the night. We remember and keep the flame alive. Where there is light, justice grows and flows like a river of wine. All will be safe and free under the shade of the vine, under the shade of the tree. This is how we survive. We remember and keep the flame alive. To all my loved ones here in my heart, breath of my breath, part of my part, you're always with me. Your love burns bright. God bless and keep you on this night. Where there is light, justice grows and flows like a river of wine. All will be safe and free under the shade of the vine, under the shade of the tree. This is how we survive. We remember and keep the flame alive.
Shabbat Shalom. For those of you who don't recognize me, either because it's been a while since we've all been together, or I'm always wearing a mask, my name is Paul Kipnis, and with Rabbi Julia Weiss and Cantor we are your clergy for the next week at Congregation Orami.
We're the clergy team for the next week.
Yes. Thereafter,
You're on your own, man. You guys are on your own.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Welcome here, welcome home, welcome home. It is so good to see you all here. Thank you for wearing your masks over your nose and mouth. I appreciate it. Thank you for, I don't know about you, but I'm schwitzing. It may be the emotions of today. It may be that I feel like I'm having a series of hot flashes. Or it may be that air conditioner up there is broken and they're working to fix it, but that one and that one are assuming the load, which is not quite enough. So you all over there, feel free to take off your clothes. Everyone over here, don't. A couple of people are going, no. Welcome to all of you who are worshiping with us via the live stream. Thank you to Live Control and Jacob Bronstein for taking care of all of our live streaming needs. We are here and we are celebrating. And we are opening our doors to some who are here for the first time, some first time in a long time. I want to recognize a number of people. I want to, first of all, welcome in our congregants, Michelle Feinstein and Carly, wife and daughter of David Feinstein, our congregant who died this past 2 weeks ago, who laid to rest last week. I want to welcome in Carol and Daryl Lieberstein, who laid her mom to rest a couple of weeks ago, and to all of you who are carrying pain and loss and worry in your hearts. I also want to welcome new members of our team into the sanctuary. Some long time. We have Diane Townsend, our bar and bat mitzvah teacher, and we have some of you know in the back row. I'm going to ask you two to stand up. First, Sam Thal, our rabbinic intern, who will be helping us with all sorts of things, including music coordination in the coming year. Please sit down. And the newest member of our team, Rachel Altfeld, our senior educator, working with Rabbi Julia and Andrew Fromer and others to allow us to invest and reinvigorate our youth program, particularly our teen program and our kiddish club, Get a Kid-ish, and the like. I am just so warm that you are all here. And I am your rabbi, and we are here tonight to celebrate Cantor Doug. But I need to take a few moments. You look to me to teach Torah. And by the way, every other Wednesday, or 2 Wednesdays a month, starting again in October, come at 8:30 in the morning, we're doing Wisdom Wednesday, and our Torah study is starting up again. You look to me to speak on issues of import in the world, not to agree with me. If you expect to agree with me, I'm going to fail you. If you expect to make you think, I still may fail you, but I'm going to try. If you allow me to share perspectives, then know that outside, in theory at the Oneg, but there's not a lot of time at the Oneg, but over a phone call or in a meeting or whatever, I'm open to discuss anything at any time. That's what a learning community does. And if this community and this country is going to survive, it's going to happen because we talk and listen and allow. Reproductive justice is not a new issue in Judaism. In fact, for many centuries, not just a half century, but for many centuries, legal precedent in our Jewish history affirmed that the life of the mother takes precedence over an unborn fetus without question. The rabbis of the Mishnah and the Talmud, Judaism's most sacred and authoritative text, do not view the fetus as a soul until it emerges from the mother. Rather, a fetus is considered part of the mother's body until delivery. Indeed, the word for soul, neshama, also means breath. because Judaism teaches that life begins not at conception and not with a heartbeat, but with that first breath. Therefore, for Judaism, and you can disagree, but for Judaism, forcing someone to carry a pregnancy that endangers their life or that they do not want is a fundamental violation of Jewish law, because it prioritizes the fetus, over the life of a living adult who is pregnant. We are Jews living in a world that is feeling increasingly uncomfortable for Jews, coming from all over the political, social, world spectrum. And we have to recognize things like this can be an affront and a challenge to our religious freedom and safety. Because you're going to see in the news, and you're going to hear about it in the papers, and you're going to see it on the darker parts of the web, that when the fight continues to win back this constitutional right, who are they going to blame? The Jews. But that's not enough. To say that abortion cannot happen anywhere goes against my religious freedom, my religious beliefs, and the teaching of our Judaism. And we're going to have to grapple with that. Now, we live in California, and it's not going to affect most of us. And most of us are in an economic place that even if we had to leave the state, it wouldn't affect us. But if you are a person of color, or you are of a lower economic status, this is going to affect them greatly. And the ability to make life decisions taken out of their hands, because for us, abortion is a health issue. It's not a moral, it's a moral issue, but it's about health and life. And so I say this, I come here as a Jew, as a rabbi, as a male, as an ally, as an American, to raise my voice and say with sadness, anger, and worry that this was a wrong decision. I encourage people, particularly men, to speak out, to act out, to listen, and to work, even if it takes another 50 years. My heart breaks for women everywhere whose life choices have shrunk considerably, and I worry especially about those whose difficult choices will be faced when life, health, and wellness are endangered. And I want people in this community to know that our clergy, including my partners Cantor Doug Kotler and Rabbi Julia Weiss, are here to offer support to those who need a listening ear, to those who seek support when making a decision, for those seeking help finding this or any other health care, for those who are struggling with this recent decision that worries them because it tramples their religious beliefs and the rights of minorities. And we are here, even if and especially you disagree with anything that I said. Let's learn and study together. You know me, I try to teach when I can and use the Bema to bring together. And there are times to speak out on issues, on this one, as well as issues of sexual harassment and abuse, the Me Too, because male voices, clergy voices must be heard. And then we quiet ourselves and think and listen. Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh B'Zeh, we are all responsible for each other. May we learn and may we grow. With thanks to the Women's Rabbinic Network, whose teaching has informed me, and to the National Council of Jewish Women, to whom Michelle and I donate regularly for leading the charge through the Jewish community on this issue. If it speaks to you, support them. Amen.
Amen. Yes, it does.
Now, the Cantor's retiring, so he wanted to get me a gift.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. You know, he's loved this position of power over there because at any moment he doesn't like what I'm saying. He either starts playing music or he can mute me because he controls the sound. And I can... back on. See, he gives me a gift because he's worried. What's sad is I think Rabbi Julia helped him pick it out because she agrees too. So they got me this little timer here. And that's how long I'm allowed to speak. Now, the good thing is I have agency. And I can just keep turning it over. Truth is, Salem, my executive assistant, got it for me. And so, welcome to all of you who are here. Welcome to all of you who are worshiping in there. I want to remind everybody afterwards that Cantor Doug loves us, but he's not going to hug us, kiss us, touch us. He's going to go outside right afterwards, and we'll greet him out there. If during the course of the service you are not enthralled with what he has to sing, I know you will with what I have to say, you can send him a sweet note on our website, and he will on the back page, but we'll talk more about that. With that, there's so much I have and so many questions.
I want to introduce the musicians that are playing with me this evening. So Scott Rabin is playing the keyboard. He's a congregant, and over the last couple of years, we've had an opportunity to do many, many services together, and he is now part of our High Holiday production committee, and will be coordinating the many soloists and vocalists who will sing at next year's High Holidays, some of whom are here tonight, and many of whom are watching at home. Behind me is Troy Dexter. Troy has been a friend of mine and a colleague for 40 years. Troy started, I'm going to embarrass you, Troy. Troy really upsets me a lot because he plays guitar better than I do, and he plays piano better than I do. I can sing better, which gives me a little bit of comfort. Troy co-produced all 9 of my albums, and he was there at the very beginning and functioned as a midwife for my very first Jewish songs. Yeah, push. He says push, Doug, push. And yeah, he helped because I was, my dad was a cantor. I was steeped in that, but really was a rock and roll musician. And to figure out how to blend these two took a couple of years. And so I wanted to do the very first 2 Jewish songs I ever wrote. They are songs 5 and 6 on the song sheet. Logically, I chose to do the first 2 prayers of the service, the Baruch Hu and the Shema. And I used the wedding formula, help me, something new, what is it? Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. So I wanted something old, so I took the melodies that my dad sang. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. How many of you learned that melody? Yeah, so it's... Right, that was the theme I used for the Baruch Hu. And then looked at the accompanying prayers, the Ma'ariv Aravim and the Yotzer, and wrote the English Kavanah, this interpretation of the Baruch Hu and its accompanying prayer. Similarly with the listen, my dad, I grew up with Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu. And how many of you grew up with that melody? Yeah, that's from Sinai. Although it was written by Solomon Sulzer in the 19th century. So I just hippified the chords a little bit, and then again looked at the Ve'ahavta and some other sources to write the English this English Kavanah. And I didn't mute my phone. Maybe everybody will mute their phones. See, the texts are coming in. Besides my 9 albums, Troy has also produced, 30, 40, 50 albums for other Jewish artists. Those of you that went to the gala learned that I was the producer for the largest Jewish shows in the United States for 20 years. And scores of artists, young Jewish artists, American Jewish artists, came and sang and showed off what they were doing. Debbie Friedman, the Misha Berach we're going to sing later on, she was one of them who performed, and many others. And Troy produced them too. And Troy is not Jewish, and so the Hebrew was sometimes a little confusing for him. And his pronunciation would become a little weird. So, for instance, when we sang the song Artsa Alinu, which is Israel's song about rising up to the land, Artsa Alinu for him became Artsa Alinu. Okay. Lo Yisagoy, a song about swords into plowshares. Lo Yisagoy became Go Lisa Go. Oifen Pripachik, the Yiddish standard, Oifen Pripachik was Orphan Preppy Chicks. And Tefillat Haderech, which is a traveler's prayer. Tefillat Haderech is Tefillat Boderek. He was there at the beginning of my Jewish discovery, and it's fitting that he's here at the very end. Song number 5. I've got to put on my glasses. There we go. There's a hole in the universe from which nothing escapes. Things fall through to the other side, come out in different shapes. Who made the earth and sky? What makes the planets spin? Where did they come from? How did it all begin? The stars in the sky send out a flare as they burn into ash. Their light bears a message of yesterday's news. All things must pass. Who is beyond all time? Where is the end of space? What lives forever? Why is it all in play? So many questions and so little time to ask them. Blessed are you, Adonai. How can we know you? Where can we find you? You are so close and yet so far away. tiny egg, a little seed. Life begins with a breath. For 6 long days, the work is good. And on the 7th there's rest. Who is the source of life? What makes the seasons flow? Where do we come from? When will we ever know? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes. Quiet yourself. There's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way, and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen. Listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes. Israel, Adonai Listen, listen to our God. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God. Oh, that was sweet. Thanks for singing. I didn't ask to be born. It wasn't my choice. I didn't ask to be a toddler. I didn't ask to be an adolescent. I didn't ask to be an adult. I didn't ask to be an old man. It just kind of happens. And I think we're all kind of in the same boat, floating. And I think sometimes we think we're in control, but we're really not, or at least a lot of it we're not. We think we have free choice. I don't know, sometimes. So this next song, I don't sing it very much. I think I maybe have sung it 3-4 times in the 27 years I've been here. It was the most difficult song for me to write. It took the longest time. If I had to pick one song that told my story or expressed how I feel about who I am and what life is, I would pick this song. And it's going to be difficult to sing it, but I'll give a shot here. Tiny sparks become a world of light. The sun by day, the moon by night. Then I tasted from the garden and started to dance in a vast world of wonder and breathtaking romance. And the voice in the mist whispers in the wind, leave this perfect place and never come again until your life across the bridge is blown. Do not be afraid, you're not alone. I am now a journey of constant change. Forced from familiar into the strange. Trapped in the belly, I face the great unknown. Across the waters, my spirit is blown. And the voice in the mist whispers in the wind, calling out to me those timeless signs again. Across a narrow bridge, all life is blown. Do not be afraid, you're not alone. In every breath, in every sound, an echo of God's voice can always be found. Out of darkness I came, from love I was born, and from all I hold dear, I know I'll be torn. But cognizance of changes comes with knowledge of choice, and through every transition I will hear the voice in the mist is calling out my name. It's time for your return, nothing remains the same. Across a narrow bridge, my life is blown. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I'm not alone. I am not afraid. I am not alone. Next week, Gail and I are going to celebrate 48 years together. Three stories about Gail. First, where are you, Gail? Okay, over there. First, how we met. So, in Jewish tradition, there's a thing called a mechitza. And it's only in Orthodox synagogues. It's the wall or the curtain which separates men from women. Men shouldn't be enticed or intrigued or influenced by the beauty of women. Even a woman's voice is too alluring for Orthodox men, but not for us Reform. Yeah, we got rid of the mechitza, and so I was 22, and the Cantor at Temple Isaiah in Lafayette, where Gail was visiting her aunt, and her aunt said, "Why don't you come to?" Gail had just broken up with a boyfriend for many years, and her aunt thought she was a spinster. Gail was going to be a spinster or something. And she said, "Why don't you come to Temple? We have a cute new Cantor." And so Gail, being a dutiful niece, she came. And when she walked into the sanctuary, I can just tell you my mind was not on the praying anymore. Gail, on the other hand, took one look at me in my polyester pants and my pullover sweater, and she just went, "Oh." But at the oneg table after services, I cornered Gail next to the little rugula, and with her aunt standing nearby, I asked her out for a date, and she couldn't say no, and that was how we met. Second story. I unfortunately never played an instrument as a child. I couldn't sit still. And I really never, I didn't play piano or guitar until after college. And so it's not burned in, it's not a natural thing for me. And so I have to practice every day, hours every day. If it looks easy for you, if what I'm doing seems easy, I am freaking out the entire time I'm up here going, "Don't screw up, don't screw up, don't screw up." I know musicians who can, it flows so easily. It's not that for me. I have to practice a lot. And my hapless wife, my hapless housemate, my all-suffering wife, Gail, has to listen to me play the same 4 bars 47 times in a row, 10 times a day. In order for me to do this, it just over and over again. She has tuned me out so effectively as I have tuned you out, Gail, over the years. This is why we get along so good. Third story. 27 years ago, I was approached by 12 families to start this congregation, and look at what we've become. But there really weren't just 12 families. There was 12 families and Gail. And she has encouraged me and supported me to take a chance with this crazy group of Jews that are Orami. Also incredibly grateful to our children and their spouses, and during the pandemic, Noah and Joyce had 2 children, and so we have 2 grandchildren now. They live in, Noah and Joyce and Josephine and Maxine live in our backyard, and in a house in our backyard, and so they come. The grandkids come over for lunch every day, and it's fabulous. And to Kyle and Rachel, who are in Chicago. Kyle, I'm Cantor Kotler 3.0. Kyle is Cantor Kotler 4.0. I also want to pay tribute to our Orami band. We formed a band the first year the congregation was open. And every year we disbanded the band and then reformed the band again. And every year we picked a new name. And I have all 27 names right here. They're not in order. I do remember the very first year we were Rosh Hashanah. But other names the band had been reincarnated is Black Shabbos, Blue Suede Jews, all Californians will appreciate this one. Cal need Dre and his little dog Shabbat. The Chamber of Horrors, The Creature from the Black Nigun, Guns and Cheroset, The International Jewish Banking Conspiracy, Jew Kids on the Block, Jewbacca, Jewtopia, there was a whole thing going. Knishes Sweeter Than Wine, Kvetch a Falling Star, Locks Be a Lady Tonight, Manny and the Vildechayas, Orange Jews, Pulpit Fiction, Schmaltzing Matilda, Shofar So Good, Shootout at the Oive Corral, Sodom and Gomorrah, this was during our dark period, the Chopped Liver River Band, The Grateful Dad, the Jujubes, the Kosher Nostra, Yid Vicious, and I do remember last year we were the Uzi Pupik Orchestra. There have been lots and lots of players in the band over the years, but to Aaron Meyer and Daryl Lieberstein and Ken Meyer and Joey Brassler and Cheryl Bronstein, these were the ones who stayed with the band the longest. Also want to acknowledge all the young people who sang with me, the Madrichei Shir, all the song leaders, and the soloists. Too many to mention. I know that there are some here. I'm going to miss who all is here. I know Riley's here and Rachel's here, and Rachel Kelly's watching at home, and there are just so many. And Andrew Fromer, who has been so instrumental in working with them. And to our amazing chorale. Started way at the beginning with Judith Berman of blessed memory, and then Betty Ross Bloomer for 15 years carried the torch after Judith passed away. She's at home watching, Betty is, and told me to wish all of you, all the choir members, just a big air hug to you. Also to Linda Blumenthal Kelly, who was our choir mom for all these years. Michael Kaplan for doing all of the videos of the choir. Thank you, Michael, and the videos from the High Holidays. Just amazing. The office staff over these 27 years, especially Susie Stark, how many presidents have we had, Rabbi? Like 10, 12? I don't know, a lot, but all of them. And our present president, Craig, thank you, all the board, all the officers, and my partners over here, my wonderful rabbis that I get to work with. I apologize for all of the crazy things that I've put you guys through over the years. I'm very, very grateful, and to all of you, all of the congregants. Thank you for listening. I'm very grateful. Is it just me, or do these days go by so much more quickly than they did? So many strange things going on, so many pieces of the puzzle that don't fit. I watch the sunset on the western sea. The light plays on the water, and it feels to me that I am blessed to be here despite all the unrest. And how it may appear, I'm grateful For what I'm about to receive, let me be grateful for all that I've achieved. And when I'm looking for a place to hide, when I feel broken inside, remind me, grateful. That's how I want to be. Just look around, it doesn't take that much to be confused, don't get upset. When the world is upside down and what you see is not always what you get. There's been so many things I should have done, and so many others that I would not have done had I known then what I know today. But then again, I'd not have learned along the way to be grateful. When it's not quite how I imagined, I'll be grateful for the lights and sound and action when I can't tell wrong from right. When I'm wound up way too tight, release me, grateful. That's how I want to be. How much you push, how much you're pulled, how much you wish, how much you want, how much you pray. And if you don't get what you want, then what you want's not what you needed anyway. Zoom out the camera lens and what do you see? Earth, the moon, the planets, and the galaxy. And I am just a speck of dust, lost somewhere in my own universe. Grateful, Modim anachnu lach. We sing and we are faithful, and give thanks for everything, for all that's said and done, for all that's yet to come. Help me, grateful. That's how I want to be. Grateful. Grateful.
Dougie.
Yeah. That's what my mom used to call me. Am I in trouble?
That time that you put a tarp down on the bima for Purim,
Oy.
and with Rabbi Julie worked it out that there would be a table with all sorts of gunky stuff there, and I just had to play along, so I was like, great, and I put on some shmata, and then you covered me with like a plastic bag and said, just stand here and put your arms behind your back, so I did. And then you stuck your hands through my arms,
Yeah.
and then she or someone told a story, and we started baking all over my face.
Yeah. We have a video of that, if you want to see it. If you want to relive that, Rabbi.
Dougie. Dougie, that moment when it was early in the synagogue's life, and we were at the Agora Calabasas Community Center for Purim, and you came up with a great idea for Purim, as you always do. And you said, we're going to be ballerinas.
Yeah.
They almost shut us down from the what that looked like at that time. When you decided we were going to be rock stars, so you come in with this long, white, flowing wig hair and these guitar glasses, and get Rabbi Julie to come in, she about to bring into the world this wonderful Noam who we love, and she's there with this thing saying, future rock star. And you were doing rock and roll and wildness, and we just followed along. I don't know if you're Moses. You're not Aaron. Since we had that thing with the ballerina, you're clearly not Miriam leading the music, and you don't look it. But you have taken us through the wilderness, the ups and downs, as my mom would say, the vicissitudes of life, carrying us, holding us through the sad times, through the joyous times, through the amazing times, and all the stuff in between. The origin story for me and Dougie. Mm-hmm. I came to do a service up on Parkway Calabasas, Bob Leiweiss's house, and we had worked out what the service would be. And I started talking, telling a story about my little baby Rachel and what it meant to hold her and to provide for her and keep her safe. And that was going to be a bridge into the Hashkivenu prayer. And we had agreed upon it, worked it through, and we knew each other a long time, like one lunch at Marmalade. And so it was all said, and there was this deep trust of an hour and 34 minutes worked out between us. And I started telling my story. And then he started playing his guitar under me. And I'm thinking to myself,
Chutzpah.
Chutzpah, who the hell is this guy? Yeah. But it was okay, and I went with it. And I was getting ready to finish my story, and Dougie starts moving into another song. I'm saying to myself, who is this guy? And that story was the perfect bridge from what I was telling to the prayer we were doing.
Oh, I didn't sing Hashkivenu. I sang a different song.
No, you got to Hashkivenu at the end, but first you sang a different song.
I was inspired. I was inspired with what you said.
You weren't listening to me like half the time I'm up here.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, it was a different song, and then you went into Hashkivenu.
What are you talking about now? I have no idea.
Oh, where's the chair of our committee for a new Cantor? Let's get to work. The chutzpah moment, that origin story, is without knowing each other. This man, 1/3 of my clergy brain trust with Rabbi Julia, did something that we hadn't planned, but it was as if we planned it, and it was the right piece to go into where we were going. Earlier this week, Monday or Tuesday, I was looking for the text that would ground what we're doing. I could have looked in Torah, because we are in Baha'alotecha, that Torah portion about rising up into the land, the wandering. Ha'alot, aliyah, to rise up, talking about how we rise up through our tradition. But then I kept going and started looking in your songs, and I came up with words in a song that you very rarely sing. The words were, across a narrow bridge, all life is blown. Do not be afraid. You're not alone. Doug Kotler, Cantor Doug Kotler, when we have been on that bridge, shaky, narrow, scary, worrisome, either leaving Egypt like our people are trying to find the promised land or a promised moment, or we are swinging because the winds are taking us flying. You remind us with your music, listen. So many questions. shoulders, Shema Bani, and more, and whispers in the wind, that in every breath, in every sound, the echo of God's voice can always be found. You all are saying goodbye to your Cantor. And he'll come back as the Emeritus, Cantor Emeritus. And he'll be leading services on August 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd. No?
I'm going to be in Capri.
Hey, there you are. You're going to be wearing capris, I think you mean, while you're at home gardening. If you want to hear him, come to any bar bat mitzvah, because during this next year, he's going to be carrying us through. And sit in the back, smile, dress up nice, and enjoy.
I sing shoulders at every bar bat mitzvah. So
fantastic. So Doug, you have helped us hear the echo of God's voice wherever we are, whenever we go. And you all are saying goodbye to your Cantor. We are saying goodbye to our partner, our friend, the other half or third of this mind that has taken this congregation through joyous times, hard times, celebrations, loss, and more. And we'll wander in the wilderness together. But his music will always be here, and he will be coming back again and again at various times to lift us up. Doug, we salute you. We thank you. We love you.
Thank you.
We'll miss you.
Thank you.
And we carry you in here and in here. May you be blessed as you go out. May you be blessed as you come forth. We love you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Love
Wojciech.
you guys too.
As Rabbi Paul reflected, we each have story upon story and memory upon memory of our Cantor Doug. Memories that make us laugh, like when he wore silly costumes for Purim. Or memories that make us smile, like when he renamed the music bands every Hanukkah. Or when he stood under the chuppah at a wedding. Memories that made us feel important, like when he traveled with us to different countries, or when he brought us bounty from his garden. Memories that made us feel lifted up, like when he sang in our kids' baby namings, or Kol Nidre during Yom Kippur. And memories that make us feel comfort, like when Cantor Doug sang Rose in December at our loved one's grave, or when he musically accompanied our nervous child becoming Bar Mitzvah. I've had the honor of being a part of so many of these memories with our Cantor. One such memory I'd love to share. It involves a woman who was not so old, and she was certainly not ready to die. But she was sick, and she knew for a long time that she would not survive her illness. During this time in her life, she found comfort in her home and in her breath, in music, in her family, and in study. We would meet and talk about spirituality and about God, and eventually we spoke about her death. Cantor Doug knew this woman because she was the grandmother of several of our Orami youth who celebrated their Bar Mitzvahs with us. And that was really the extent of their relationship. And yet, when it came time to breathing her last breaths, Cantor Doug was there at her bedside, sitting there in a chair at her feet, strumming and singing to her. It was as if she was the only person he had ever known in his lifetime. The power of that moment is forever in my mind. As rabbi, I get to be there during this sacred and sad time often. And as Julia, I got to observe my friend and clergy partner lift up this woman in a time of need by singing gently and softly all the music that has provided so much healing and comfort to so many of us before. As I sat there holding her hand, Cantor Doug started singing I'm Standing on the Shoulders. Her 6 grandchildren, who were standing around the bed, each then climbed onto the bed and snuggled their grandma, tears running down their face. It was as if Cantor Doug's song was an invitation, an opening for her family to say their final goodbyes. Could there be anything more powerful than that? Cantor Doug was and is a source of comfort. His presence, his words, and his song. Tonight, as we pray Misha Berach, our prayer for healing, I invite you to raise up the names of your loved ones in need of healing and to mention their relationship to you. Then may you be comforted, and those in need of healing feel a moment of comfort from our source of comfort, Cantor Doug. Tonight, we're asking for healing for page 253 or number 9 on your song sheets.
May God bless, keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others. Let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every run, and may you stay forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. stay forever May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong, and may you stay forever, forever, forever young, forever may you stay forever May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of change shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung, and may you stay forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young.
You still look a little old. But you keep us young.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't even know what to say to me. I
Um,
love that.
yeah.
So do
Speech-
this.
Speechless.
Don't. Just take it in. First of all, so many going through so many things, and I'm sorry I neglected to, as I welcome people in during hard times particularly, we also welcome our congregant Lisa Kodemer, who is still in Shloshim, I believe, as she laid her dad to rest this month. May you and everybody else find comfort in this community from the Holy One in life as you walk the path of mourning. There was so much going on at this congregation, and I'm not going to go through all of it. If you're interested in learning how we're going to bring interesting music, beautiful music, lift us up, out on the high top tables over there on the way out, there's a first draft. It's really early, but of the Shabbat music menu for August through October. You'll see cantors coming in, Jewish composers, our own people from Music of Or Ami, services, and more. It's an early draft, but wanted to give you a flavor of it. And our cantorial search committee is working. We will not replace this guy, but I can tell you that there are some people out there who have made inquiries about this congregation, and in the end of October, the beginning of November, when we finally are able to bring people out who will be interested in the job, you will have the opportunity to be here to listen and then to give feedback that night or the following morning through a variety of ways. And we hope you'll, when we announce those dates, you'll make it part of your plans. A few things. Congregation Or Ami is and has made it through this incredible, difficult, painful pandemic. We are different than I think every other congregation in this valley, perhaps in the city. We are ending the second year of the pandemic, or are we in the third year? I can't even remember. Larger than we went into it. We were 209 when it started, and we are 409, and we are 420 households at this moment. And you can help us continue that way because it'll allow us to invest in our youth program, invest in our adult programming, invest in helping support people and bring people in by, if you are a congregant and you are renewing, do it now. Do it now. Do it this weekend. Do it. Call next week. Email in. That allows our new staff, to work on other things instead of making sure you're renewed and therefore you have high holiday tickets, because we're going to be in person at the Thousand Oaks Civic Arts Plaza next year, thanks to our incredible production team. So if you'll do that, we would appreciate it. The Chesed Shel Emet, the ultimate kindness, is not only walking the path with mourners as they lay their loved ones to rest, but there's something called a Chevra Kadisha, that community that helps prepare the body of our deceased to then be laid to rest, to return back to the Holy Earth. And the Valley Chevra Kadisha is a new organization that is going to be a progressive, meaning non-Orthodox, collection of Reform Conservative, Reconstructionists, and other non-denominational synagogues and organizations that are learning how to care for the body and prepare it for its return to its maker. And if you want to learn more about it, that holy work, where's Mitch K? Mitch is right there. Just raise your hand a little higher, and he'll tell you it is beautiful work and holy work, and for some people, it will speak to you. I'm leaving on Friday, as long as you all didn't give me COVID. And Michelle and I are going to Israel for a couple of weeks. I'll be studying, taking up a fellowship that I won 4 years ago, to study with Reform, Conservative, Orthodox, Reconstructionists, Modern Orthodox, secular rabbis with the Shalom Hartman Institute. We'll be there for a couple of weeks. Visit our nieces, nephew, and new grandnephew who was born during the pandemic. Couldn't meet him yet. And then we're going to go on some vacation. If you need to reach me after Friday, don't. If you need to reach me next week, really think about how critical it is. Rabbi Julia will be here. I do know that our Cantor Emeritus will help out as we need to help us get through, and we have a cadre of incredible rabbis, including our adjunct rabbi, Shauna Brinjagard Bialik, and others who will be there to help save you, serve you, help you. Our staff is all new. They are fantastic. Go slow. It'll take a while to be able to answer the questions. If you took a year off because you didn't know what was happening pandemic-wise, come on back to Or Ami. We need you. We're doing important work out there in the community. We just won 2 grants, one from the Federation for a pop-up teen retreat of mental health and wellness, one that I can't announce yet, but that's going to help us reinvigorate our Madrigim teen leadership program. Things are happening here, and we want to be here in partnership with you. And we have an incredible board and incredible leadership, and I want to welcome up for a moment our incredible president, Craig Steinauer.
Thank you. This is a really tough act to follow. I feel like Sinatra is up here and Jerry Lewis is coming to like close the show or something. Wow. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so emotional right now. I did not come in tonight feeling this emotional, and it's just knocked me off my feet. You know, we have some things to say to you, Cantor Doug, and a few things to give to you. I really don't think it, I know, Rabbi Paul, you're going to hate this. I'm going off script. And for those of you that work with Rabbi Paul, he doesn't like it. But this will be good stuff.
No, he loves when you.
He does.
He loves
right?
it.
And then you'll just coast in with me. I just don't think it justifies giving these things to you or saying these things that I'm going to say to you without some other representation.
Okay.
So I would like to, and you'd have to keep your mask on, invite the past presidents to come up here and join me. Fred, Lucille, Michael Kaplan, you need to put the camera down for 5 minutes. Leslie, is that everybody that we know of?
Everyone in the attendance.
And I know that Hetty is not here. Is she home? Watching? Is she watching?
Yeah, they're watching. They're in Mexico.
Hi, Hetty.
They're in Mexico.
They're in Mexico.
They texted me.
Nice.
In Mexico.
What I'd like to do is, I feel that Hetty's missing up here. Carly, can you come up and take your aunt's place for a few
Oh,
minutes?
that's sweet.
Hey, darling. Cantor Doug,
Yeah.
you have blessed us with so much joy through your music since you founded this amazing congregation. I had it back in 97, but you're saying it's 27 years, which would be 95. So maybe I'm wrong. But you started this congregation, which is a small group of people. And now you have not only 420 households, but you have to multiply that by how many people are in each household and how many extended families are out there. So it's thousands of people, just part of this congregation. Two of my favorites of your songs, Standing on His Shoulders, which I was a little disappointed to hear that you sing that at every bar mitzvah, because you told me I was the only one that you sang at my kid's bar mitzvah. But that's okay. And of course, Listen, who Sarah and I have been singing ever since she was about 6 years old here. So I thank you for that. And they'll always be a staple in our house. Well, I'm sure you've enjoyed the journey. I'm also sure it's equally sure that it hasn't been an easy one. Your commitment and detail to your music, service productions, and of course navigating our Orami children through their B'nai Mitzvahs over the years has been a gift to all of us. And how do we even begin to thank you? While no gift can equal what you have given to us over the years, we would like to provide you with a few gifts. First, thanks to the generosity of congregants Mark and Shelley Hiskey. Are they here tonight? No. Okay. We are gifting you 2 fabulous music programs. The Spectrasonics Omnisphere.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that. Yeah, that's awesome.
And Keyscape Virtual Instruments.
Oh, that's very sweet too. Yeah, Troy knows them. Yeah.
Yeah?
These are samples of orchestras and pianos, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
That's great.
And by the way, you said Troy's been working with you for 40 years?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like what did he start when he was 8? I think we're all jealous of the hair.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you've done, but okay. And as well as those, you also will have unlimited technical support if needed.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So you can go continue all of your music.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Bob Dylan song, which I know we can't say he was one of your idols, because I guess we're not supposed to have idols. But I'm sure that he was definitely a hero and inspiration, because he's amazing.
Yeah.
And this, Forever Young, I know that we have very young congregants as part of our congregation here. And I think one of the things that are going to keep you forever young is that as the new ones come in, the little babies are born, they're going to be singing your songs for the first time. So I think that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Right? Secondly, the board has voted to create the Cantor Doug Kotler Jewish Music Scholarship to help send one congregant each year to one of the National Jewish Music Leaders Gatherings, like Havana Shira.
Havana Shira.
Thank you. That's why you're there.
Yeah. It's a song leaders workshop. It's great.
And this says, or Song Leaders Boot Camp.
Yep, that's in St. Louis.
In continuation of your legacy, we will raise up the next generation of Jewish music leaders.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's really great.
And then, I know Gail's here. Where's
Yeah.
Gail? Gail? Okay. Hi, Gail. This is for you too. So listen.
Yeah, listen.
Right?
Nice.
Here we go. This is fun. Really? If you need anything. When he's not here. Okay. Finally, for now, we want to provide you with a gift that will allow you and Gail to kick off the next chapter of your amazing life with a trip of your choice. You and Gail will plan your trip. We talked about that.
Okay.
Rabbi Paul said you have to plan it.
Yeah, I love planning.
There you go.
I have more fun, actually, before the trip than actually going.
We've heard.
Yeah.
And that's why you're going to plan.
Okay.
So you will plan your trip for any time and any place in the world.
Oh,
Okay, if you're
sweet.
choosing, you wish to go to assure the both of you check off every box of your dream vacation, and the congregation will pick up or provide the funds to do so.
Sweet.
Okay?
Yeah, that's amazing. Hey, Gail, how about Pacoima?
Right? Gail, there is a provision you don't have to take him. So, okay.
He just has to plan it.
You
I just have to plan it.
Right, exactly. So there will be more surprises from us to you over the coming months
That's great.
as we honor and show our appreciation for what you've accomplished and provided building Orami into what it is today. May you continue to be blessed in the same manner that you've blessed all of us over the years.
Sweet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Immediately follow, we'll do Kaddish Hashkivenu, and then we'll meet outside. Cantor Doug is to preserve his health and healthfulness. He's going to leave immediately after Hashkivenu before we do. He's going to go outside, and there are 4 tables in a square. He's going to sit in the center, and we can come up and greet him, but don't touch him, don't hug him, don't give him a. But you can do. Right outside this room, there's on the doorway, outside the doorway, there's a picture of Cantor Doug, and there's some cards. You can write a note to him and do that. Or if you want to, and you take the back of the song sheet, we have 2 QR codes. The one on the left, which you can use on just use your cell phone and take a picture-ish sort of and get it, or there's the thing, orme.org/Doug. Leave him a nice message. He'll read them all. Or the right-hand side, you can, if you want to donate to help support the scholarship fund, not the travel fund, but the scholarship fund, orme.org/donate. Choose the Cantor Doug Music Fund, and it'll go to help support that.
Sweet.
Doug, before you go, just leave your credit card so we can fund the trip for you guys.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And with that, how about Julia?
Just as we sang, as we welcomed in Shabbat this evening about the flame, the light of the Shabbat as it guides us in the next 24 hours, we think about the light of those that guided us in the past couple of weeks, years, that we're thinking about. Their light is always lit. We're always thinking about them, but they are no longer living. And so tonight we pray our mourners Kaddish. We think about those who are no longer living. And I ask that you name them aloud and their relationship to you and their memory. Tonight we remember. We rise, we turn to page 294 for Mourner's Kaddish. 294. Yit Gadal v'Yikadash Shemei Rabbah, B'Alma Divrach Yurte v'Yamlich Malchute, B'Chayechon v'Yomechon uv'Chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael, Ba'Gala uv'Yizman Kari v'Yimru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'Almei Maya. Yibarach V'Yishtabach V'Ba'ar V'Dromam V'Yitnaseh. V'Yitadar V'Yit'aleh V'Yit'halal Shemei Dekudasha B'Richu. Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata. Tushbechata V'Nechemata. Damiran Be'alma V'Yimru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. V'Chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael. V'Yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hui aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'Yimru, amen.
Hashkivenu Adonai Elohim, Shalom,
L'shalom,
Shalom,
v'ha'amidenu shomreinu,
Ha'amidenu Shomreinu,
l'chayim,
L'chaim,
ufros aleinu,
Ufros
Sukkot
Aleinu,
Shlomecha,
Sukkot
ufros
Shlomecha,
aleinu,
Ufros Aleinu, Sukkot Shlomecha.
Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings.
Shelter us beneath thy
O
wings,
Adonai,
O Adonai.
guard us from all harmful things.
Guard us from all harmful
O
things.
Adonai,
O Adonai.
keep us safe throughout the night
Keep us safe throughout the night.
till we wake with morning's light.
Till we wake with morning.
Teach us daily wrong from right.
Just daily wrong from
O Adonai,
O Adonai.
Amen. The Holy One blessed us with so many blessings. Even in the darkest times, we remember these blessings. And among the greatest of blessings we have been blessed with is the music of Doug Kotler that gets into our soul, that holds us, that carries us through, that reminds us that wherever we go, we are going to be okay because we can feel God's presence, because we can sense the warmth of community, because no matter how narrow and shaky that bridge is, we're not alone. God is there. We can hear God, we can feel God, we can find God inside. And that's worthy of saying. And as the music goes on, we're going to wait here a second. Cantor Doug, you'll go out. If you're going to say hi to Doug, keep your mask on just as you're close to him. If you're giving me a hug, keep your mask on when you're hugging me in a second. We'll see you out there. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.